Arkasha, how are you?
Thanks. How are you doing?
Doing great. What I really like about this movie is that while it is a prequel to to this whole franchise, it also is kind of its own thing and it gets to exist within its own world for the most part. What for you was both the challenge of still having those little elements that fans of the Omen world want to see, but also making this story kind of stand on its own two legs?
Yeah. Well, first off, fantastic nails. And then also, I think that was such a balancing act, I think, throughout the entire film was that, we are huge Omen fans over on this end of
Mhm.
it all. And it has such a special place in people's childhoods and in people's hearts. And so it's kind of it's scary material to approach. And I think that the for us, the best way to do that was to create our own story that could stand on its own. And that became hugely important, especially because the main character is this young novitiate, so you're re-entering this franchise through this young female perspective when the franchise is it's mostly, told through the male perspective.
Yeah.
But when we inherited the script, that kind of naturally fell into place just because the script already ended with answering the question about how Damien came into the world and dovetailed us into the 1976 version, but gave us all this real estate on the front end to explore Margaret, explore her world, and explore the why of it all.
Yeah, and I mean, I truly did not think I would be seeing Gregory Peck in a movie in 2023. And so seeing just like a little picture of him was enough for me to be like, oh my God, was that always a conscious choice of connecting it with that original movie and not, because there have been remakes, there have been other stories that we've told within the Omen universe, but like this is very much connected to that first one.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And a direct, immediate connection,
Yeah.
which is having that momentum push you into the next movie was really exciting for me, just as a fan of the franchise. And then, yeah, there's also, there's this split second moment where you see Gregory Peck's photo passed, and then you follow the baby, and there's this shot in the original Omen where you're with Gregory Peck at a plate glass window, and on the other side of the window there's a nun holding the baby, and at the end of our film we have the same idea but the camera's on the other side of the glass. So that was always kind of the concepts that we wanted to end with.
Yeah, it's so cool to see. And I think what I really love kind of about all of us going back for some reason to these older horror movies, like we just had a new Exorcist movie with Linda Blair. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of nostalgia happening with horror, especially, but I do like that they all kind of stand on their own as well as films. What is for you as a filmmaker the like attraction to kind of going back to these worlds that have been established and have those fan bases?
Yeah, well, I think the word nostalgia is a big one, right? Like we all grew up with these films and we love them so much and want to revisit those worlds. But also, I think the thematics of those films are still extremely relevant, especially today. And so it feels really pertinent to be revisiting that through the horror genre. Like I think that the pendulum is swinging in the opposite direction as when those films were made, and to be able to comment on that and do it within the conversation of 1970s horror um, is a really fun dialogue to have.
Yeah, I'm so excited for people to get to see it. Thank you for talking with me and your very cool nails as well.
Thanks.
Um, and I can't wait for people to get to see the movie.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Have a great one.